Okay.
Hundred million in 3 years. Ali, that was 50 million for each year. So for me, I think Carlo is just in a place whereby he's confused of what he wants to do. The Club World Cup right now, it's looking possible that Carlo Ancelotti is going to be the manager for the Club World Cup, of which from the boards, they've said they want what's his name? Xabi Alonso to be the guy. Xabi Alonso as well does not want to come in. He wants to come in after the Club World Cup because he feels it's too soon. Because if everything goes well, Madrid want him a month. Let's say the Club World Cup is in July. I think they want him to come in June. So it basically does not want to do the same thing Amorim did, whereby he left, what's it called? Sporting, and
Yeah, in
came
the
to
middle of the
United. And
season.
yeah, all of a sudden right now he's getting the banter, getting the hit and everything, whereby people forget to understand the record he had before even joining United. So it's just a shit show, whereby I would say, this guy just give this man his money, man. Give him the money he wants. I don't know how much is it, but pay the man.
I mean,
Let this guy go.
it's pretty crazy. You
Go on.
guys gave Mbappe like 100 million or something stupid like that for signing on fee, but you don't want to pay Carlo. That's a bit random to
It
me.
no, it's madness, man. It's like that guy just madness. And I keep saying it. His obsession with Mbappe, he just put Madrid where they are right now. Because you only signed Mbappe for free and you gave him 100 million signing bonus. That is technically you signing him
You
as well.
signing him, yeah. So you shouldn't. You should have just signed him.
You should have
Or
signed him.
Mbappe just wanted
But
the
because
money.
no, because he wants to be. Let me just let me rub it on PSG's face. Let me rub it on their face. I can take their best player and just move on for free with it. But
That's not so.
technically, if you are paying a player 100 million pounds in bonus, sign him anyway. Because that 100 million pounds that was given to Mbappe for signing bonus, you could use it to buy 3, 4 players. You can. And we allow players out of the club and we fail to replace those guys. So for me, it's something by as was happening this season. I was not surprised because I knew these players played too many games from last season, and we let people go. We didn't even back them up. So at some point, I was even saying, man, I think this guy needs to even like. It pains me that he won the president forever again. It's like he wins stuffs, but for me, man, we need players, and we don't need players now. We've been needing players since last season because Many played all through as a center back, all through.
Okay, so
At some point,
I hear what you're saying, Tembane. If you look at
yeah,
the alleged free signing of Mbappe and how much ended up giving him, does it maybe should have made more sense to try and spread that 100 million to those positions? Because, like you're saying, you are suffering watching Vasquez playing in a position that's not his. You are suffering with David Alaba doing stupidness, but also you had people on the left side doing a job that doesn't belong to them. The attack was imbalanced at the beginning of the season for the most part, which I don't think justifies how you felt about about Mbappe because he ended up sort of doing his job. But I'm just trying to say, does the good outweigh the bad of using all that money to give it to him to come to your club for free allegedly?
one thing I would say about this thing is this, man. When Mbappe came to Madrid, it's not that when I said we never needed him, it's like I'm saying he's a crap player. He's not a crap player. He's a very good player. And me knowing Carlo Ancelotti with the way he does things, especially when it comes to players, there are players whereby when they hear Mbappe is coming, they automatically know what they want to do with him, where they want to play him at. And the reason why I knew Carlo was going to fail with Mbappe was that he had the opportunity when he was coaching, I think he was coaching AC Milan. He had the opportunity to sign Baggio to AC Milan, and he said he don't want him because he does not have a space. He does not know where to play Baggio. And right now, this man decided to change back to what I've been shouting for the entire season. This is what you should use. Because you used it last season, it worked out. You can do it again with Mbappe and Vinicius this season, of which he didn't do so. He was playing 4-2-3-1. Mbappe, we all know, is not a striker. Yes, he got the goals. Imagine him getting like goals. How much more if he plays from his favorite wing? How many goals will he have? But Carlo Ancelotti decided. I've been saying for me, the best formation to play it 4-4-2 in diamond shape, and that was why Bellian was able to score so many goals last season. Vinicius scored so many goals last season. Rodrigo scored so many goals last season because the two guys up front interchange. There's nobody playing from the right or the left. They interchange, and that's something I expected him to do this season, of which he did not do so. But I have loved for them to use that £100 million to spray
Yeah,
it out
also.
to the position. I would want that all day. I would want that all day. And whenever I say it, people tell me, it's not his obsession, it's his ego. I don't think it is his ego. For me, I always say it. I think this guy was so obsessed with Mbappe that he forgot that we needed players. And the fact that Ancelotti is also a manager that can use what he has to cough out results. He's not a man like like Pep will say, give me Rodri back and you see me whatever. That is stupid excuse. This man is able to use what he has to get results. And that now made Perez felt, no man, this guy will do it. But we needed right back, we needed left back. And now you look at all the players we've been linked to.
You need a midfield,
All the
bro.
players,
You need a midfield.
all the players we've been linked to. Every player we've been linked to, go check them out. It's either it's 1 year to the contract, to the end of the contract, or it's free. And it makes me ask, so basically, what we do is just use cut and run for people that are at the end of their
Contracts.
contract or what.
Yeah.
Because Lenny Euro had 1 year when he went for Lenny Euro, 20 million euros. He offered 20 million euros for a player that was among the player of the season in League One, because you saw that he has 1 year contract remaining. And when he said that, he was even believing that Euro will come for free
The next season.
the following season.
Yeah.
But he never knew there was Manchester United somewhere that's going to go there and just do a very good deal. And the deal they did with deal, I will also give kudos to Lenny Euro because I know for sure some players will do the same. But Euro say, hell no, these guys gave me the platform. They made me the player I am today. There's no way I will leave this club for free. And that's what happened. But I don't understand what this Perez is doing with this or your free signings here, and I don't get it, man.
That's why I was asking, because it seems like you're broke. But we'll talk about it. Let me introduce our guests. I don't want to keep them waiting. We actually have guests in today's show, Temba, and I'm sure they really want to speak to you. Well, at least one of them. Let me introduce firstly Ronald. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. Temba,
Yeah, bro, big up to you.
Valverde, big up to you.
Well, it sounds like
I
they
don't
need
have to say
money.
much.
They need money, Ronald.
I don't
Huh?
have no Vegeta. There's money, man.
Nah, bro.
Like we
You guys
made
are
No,
broke.
we made
there
one,
is
1
money in there
billion.
is money in Real Madrid because
We made
I
1
can't
billion.
believe them
1
winning
billion.
Champions Leagues and all of this and league and everything. like so many competitions in the last so many. Like Vegeta,
So,
think of it this way:
we made 1
there,
billion.
if you think about the transfer news for Real Madrid
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in the last few years, the biggest one is an outgoing going to United where they made 70 mil, which was Casemiro.
True, true.
So where did that money go? Where did all the Champions League money go? Because they haven't signed a player in the last I don't know how many windows. Like last big name signed by Real Madrid was who?
Yeah, because Perez has been busy signing people for free, looking for people that even Yosolu, when he came to Espanyol, it was already 1 year. They went to them and give them peanuts and take Yosolu from them. So we've not really like we've not been saying we haven't signed those big names in a while. We have not even signed them. I don't think we have even signed players. I think last player was we signed Adagule. Who else?
Speaking of
Who else?
goal, speaking of Gola,
Hendrick as well.
Mark seems to think that Gola and Rodrigo are going to be gone. I'll give you a chance to respond to that. Let me just also bring Manj into the conversation because, unfortunately, Temba, you were not involved this week, so we don't really care about your team. Our teams were playing in Europe. So let me introduce another fellow United man.
Oh
Man
man,
like Manj, how you doing?
I've just read a stat.
one is shameless, man.
Real Madrid lost at San Mamés this season, 2-1. Winning away at Bilbao was in for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Big up to the panel. Big up to the chat. Like and subscribe if you're new. It's just the stat is there. I just googled it. Shout out to Google.
Yeah.
Sponsor.
We,
You know what
we
I'm saying?
lost. We lost. We lost our
But
first leg 2-1.
but yeah, I'm not here to run bants. I'm just here to join the conversations and what are you guys talking about?
We're going to start by.
So I was checking. The last big name they signed was Jude Bellingham. That was 23-24 season. And before that, it was 22-23 season. They signed Chouameni. They got Rudiger on a free as well. So
Wow. You
Yeah,
joking.
we got him for free. We got you for free.
you got Camavinga for dirt cheap. You got Alaba for free, right?
Yeah.
So, and this is like 21-22 season. If I go back to like 2021 season, who was the big name? There was no signing done by you guys in that season. A lot of many loans, but no big signing. And 1920, you had Eden Hazard, Adam Militao, who hasn't really played for you guys as such. Paul and
Exactly.
Mendy
He's
played
had
enough.
Hazard
Rodrigo,
and
yeah, big name
Militao.
Rodrigo. So 1920 is where you really had a big name like Rodrigo coming in, but then the biggest name was Jude Bellingham coming in 23-24 season. So last season you signed no one. Last season your biggest transfer, it's a joke for Real Madrid, is Endrick.
How much did they sign Endrick for?
I don't know.
I want to
Let me
check that.
check.
I want to be sure for the price because I'm seeing Mark saying 70 million, and I know there's no way we'll pay 70 million for him. There's no way.
Well,
I knew it was less than that. It was 39,
They signed him for 39 million.
35, 30,
With
39.
potential bonuses could go up to 70, but he has to play for bonuses to be activated. Man hasn't even played enough.
that's why maybe Carlo
Thanks
was
to
not trying to
thanks to
play him. He's like,
thanks to Carlo
nah,
Ancelotti.
Like
save
Thanks to Carlo Ancelotti.
your biggest money signing was Eden Hazard from 2019. Because if you
who
know,
barely played.
Chouameni, Camavinga, you I think got for like 35 million each approximately.
No, Chamani
And Jude
was
Bellingham was
80.
also not that much.
Chamani was high actually. Chamani was 80, but Kamavinga
No.
was no. It's up there. Chamani was not cheap.
Wasn't
We
it
got it from
100?
Monaco.
Wasn't it 100 million euros? Which I don't know.
Chamani was
It
cheap.
was it
Yeah,
was it was 80. It was 80. It was 80.
yeah. In pounds, it's 80 million. It was 100 million
Yeah.
euros. So I knew it was high, but
And
I
you
know
and
Kamavinga it
and
was a
you
steal.
guys need a midfield after spending all that money. But like guys,
Camavinga you signed for 31 mil.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
1 million.
Kamavings
I
was
know
the
it was
that was the bargain.
That's a steal.
That was a bargain. But guys, Madrid wasn't playing this week. For the first time in Champions League, we don't care about them. Let's talk about
my
people who
God.
were in Europe, guys. Do you want to start with
You
Arsenal,
know,
who dropped points to PSG, or do you want to start with us when people were not believing we did what we had to do? Where do you want to start, guys? My fellow United fans.
I want to start with this.
Yeah, let Manch go.
First of all, big up to guys that ran the watch along yesterday. You guys are real ones.
Shout out.
Shout out to you guys for kicking the main host of the channel out of his own channel. And you guys were the man of the match for that one. And yeah, it's great to win away at the San Mamés when other Spanish teams couldn't do it. So yeah, all a good night. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. Shout out to you, man. And you know what's funny? I just remembered that that's like the place where the final's going to be played. So we were basically just training. Thank you, Athletic Bilbao.
Yeah.
We appreciate you for giving us a training session.
No, we were actually preparing for the final because the final is also going to be played in the same ground.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. At least we will have that feel. Basically, we're the home team in the final, if you think about it.
Pre-season ready.
But what did you guys think about the performance yesterday from the team? I felt like first half was fantastic. And then second half, I wanted them to kill them. But then we started passing the ball to these guys. I don't know why.
What did you say, Vegeta? I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying, like, what are your thoughts on the game? Can you guys hear me? Am I low? Audible?
Okay.
No, you're good. You're good. My attention was somewhere else. Please.
No,
repeat.
I was just basically saying, what's your feedback from yesterday's game? Because the way I looked at it, first half was nice. Temba was saying we're shameless, even though it's Athletic Bilbao's fault for being too physical and trying to do dugouts. And then the second half, I expected us to at least get 1 or 2 goals just to kill the tie, but we sort of dropped off in the second half.
No, we didn't drop off in the second half. I think in the second half, okay, so here's what happened. We scored 3 goals in the first half. Puts us in a very comfortable position.
Yeah.
You know from the get-go, in the second half, Bilbao is going to come and attack you. Regardless, they're 1 man down, they're going to go ahead and attack. And how many times have we conceded in the first 5 minutes of either of the halves?
Most of the
Right?
time.
So we did not want to make the same mistake we did against Lyon, where we had a comfortable lead and we were still playing attacking football, where we got caught. So we tried to slow the game down, take fouls, let them have the ball more because they're 1 man down. So their creativity is not going to be as high as it's supposed to be, right? And yes, we had few problems, or we ran into few problems, but I think the decision making of the manager yesterday kind of worked as well because the decisions he made with the changes and when the changes were supposed to be made, everything was like flowing into fruition of it being correct. I don't think at any point in time I felt that it was anywhere a wrong decision that he made with any of those players that he put onto the pitch. So all in all, I think it was a very well constructed game plan that he had as a manager, and we were able to go ahead and play uh, according to his plan that he had laid out, which was playing more, you know, more possession, but at the same time not really go ahead and attack more. I remember we had a few chances. I think Bruno had a chance where he could have scored in the second half. I think he hit row Z with that one chance. So yeah, that's where I am. Like we did the more good part in the first half for us to kind of relax and take a seat back in the second half.
Facts, bro. And it was so nice to just enjoy a game of football because as much as the first 20 minutes was a bit crazy and we had, I think, what is it? Was it Lindelof who had like a clearance on the line or something like that?
Yeah, I was Lindelof.
And I was cussing that guy out in the first few minutes. He was pissed, bro.
In it.
Nah, bruh. That first 20 minutes, bro, I'm like, why are these guys doing this, bruh? But you know what? Kudos to them. They kept it out and then they stabilized. Manj, go ahead, bro. What are you trying to say?
Just echoing what you're saying. Lindelof, for me, I thought was probably our worst player, to be honest with you. But it was but it wasn't that bad at the same time. Yeah, man, the player did their job, kept it conservative in the second half, didn't do anything rash. They got to stop with they got to stop with the ball in their own box, playing it out at the back. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? We rattled Bilbao with the sending off. Love it. It was great with the red cards, the tantrums.
Was it
It's
a
kind
red
of like
card,
when
Punch?
Germany. Uh, the referee
It was
gave it. The
it was
referee
a
gave
red.
it.
It was a red.
The referee gave it. He did his thing. So it is what it is. For me, I yeah, yeah, 3-0 first half. I'd like to call it. Second half on Thursday, we got to get the first goal, kill the game dead, and that's where I'm at with that one, man.
Nice, I hear you.
Now here's
No
the thing.
complaints.
Here's the thing. When I think it was Madrid versus Arsenal. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry to remind you of your PTSD, but when you guys were losing 2-0 to Arsenal, I think Camavinga got the red card.
Yeah.
No one is going to say that flipped the game in favor of Arsenal. Everyone just said, you know what? Fair news. Arsenal actually played the ball out of Real Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just United when people start talking about the weather, the
The red card.
rainbows,
The red card.
everything under the sun, apart from the players on the pitch.
That's true,
The
man.
red
Ah,
card just did not happen out of nowhere. It happened because a player was in a position to score a goal
mm-hmm. And
and he
so
got pulled back.
that's the fact, man. For me, I think watching it at first, I thought I said no, red card was harsh. But looking at the rules, what he did should be red card because that was a scoring opportunity, and he denied the player that scoring opportunity. For me, it's a red card. And coming to the game yesterday, I don't think Lindelof was a bad player yesterday. Like the worst player on the pitch yesterday was Patrick Dogu.
Facts. I agree,
Like
bro.
he was the worst guy on the pitch. But yesterday, in the first 20 minutes, United looked shaky. And I love the fact that Ruben said that on his press conference. He says the job is not done because going back home, the first 20 minutes is crucial. And I believe so as well. The first 20 minutes is crucial. But they played with yesterday. Like the likes of your Ugarte was shaky in the first 20 minutes, but he came back into the game and played well. Ugarte,
I don't
Maguire.
think it's shaky. I'm so against the idea of thinking that United was shaky. Again, think of it this way. These are not teams that you play on a weekly basis or they play in the same league as you. So you know exactly what they're going to do. So you try and study and understand what they're exactly doing in the first 20 minutes. I can hear myself, there's some feedback, but it takes time for players to adapt. And we adapted quick. The moment we adapted, we were like 3-0 up.
Mhm. Did well.
And so I don't think they were really shaky as such. Yeah, there were some worrying moments, but they were obviously taken care of, right?
Mm.
Uh, Even for like the second leg, I'm happy the team is not flying over their heads and thinking that they have already won this. They know and they understand they still need to do a lot of work because they kind of are aware of the whole situation, right? Bilbao is not an easy team to just write off as such. It's not Bodo Glimt, right? Uh, Again, I think Man said Lindelof for him was the worst player. I could see how. I would say for me, Lindelof was the worst player before the kickoff. After the kickoff, it was Patrick Dorgu.
Yeah, it was Dogo. That
Dorgu did nothing. Uh, I don't know the stats, but I'm pretty sure if someone can go get the stats, uh, Luke Shaw might have created more than Dorgu. Because I remember one chance that Luke Shaw actually put the ball in where Bruno took that shot, it went to row Z. So I always had this feeling, and I always said this as well, that once Dorgu comes to this club, as much as people are celebrating Ineos and what they've done with this signing, I told them this is the guy who's going to make you appreciate Delo.
But
Now,
okay, go on. Sorry, go on.
now there's another thing to say that Delo did not play yesterday, and we scored 3 goals, but that's a different story altogether. Never mind.
Man, bro. No, one thing I would say is this, man. Like, I still don't understand what United did because you guys had the chance of getting back. Is it Alvaro Fernandez?
So I'll tell you what, right? And I know Mark would disagree, or he might agree. I'm not sure upon his stance in it because I know Mark is one person who really watches the academy very closely and he stays updated with a lot of information. But I got told by one of my guys who has one of the nephews playing for the club that the club did not see Alvaro Fernandez as the more viable option. They saw him as a sellable commodity in comparison to Harry Amas. They were ready to put everything on the table for Harry Amas as the going forward left back. So I think that is the reason why when we had the opportunity to sell him, we sold him. And I know people might say that instead of Dorgu, we should have brought him back for 18 mil. But right now, as things stand, right, as the news is coming out, that Real Madrid is trying to work with United to ask them or ask United basically to run the buyback clause, pay
Yeah.
the 18 mil, and then they will pay us the 40 to the 50 mil mark because obviously they're trying to cover up the 18 mil plus they want to give 30 mil to United for the player itself. Now, I don't know how much of that might be true or how that might work out, but we have good relations on both the sides, so I don't see it not really happening. I do see there is a fair possibility of it. But if he's coming back, I would rather scam Real Madrid and give them Patrick Dorgu or Malacia, to be honest, instead of Alvaro.
Well,
We
well,
have options. I would give you either of them.
well,
Because
Madrid
Malacia
will have
isn't
a left
sold
back.
either. Malacia is on loan as well. Let's not forget.
Yeah, and he also needs to go, guys. But I know I agree with your guys' assessment of the game. For me, yeah, Patrick was the worst player. But you know, Donald, I'm glad I've got you here today. Specifically, I know it's a conversation we've had before, but I think we need to have it again because for some reason there's still disrespect on this man's name, and I think he's in your profile picture right now. Let's speak about our captain's performances today, man. Why do
I'll tell
people
you the
still?
I'll tell you the disrespect. Okay. So the disrespect for him comes from a part of the fan base who loves Paul Pogba. And they feel that Paul Pogba was done dirty for. Uh, I have always said Paul Pogba needs Bruno, and Bruno needs Paul Pogba in a Manchester United shirt because both of them working together cohesively, they did wonders for the team.
Facts.
I never saw them really fight with each other. They used to complement each other because Pogba can find Bruno from anywhere on the pitch, and Bruno could, put the ball on the edge of the box for Pogba to score. The goals McTominay was scoring, Pogba ate those goals. Pogba lived for those goals. He was the guy who would, even the last three goals, that one of the goals where Ugarte takes a shot from the edge of the box, hits Euro's head and goes in. That's Paul Pogba. And if Paul Pogba is taking that, that's top bins. No questions. That's top bins. Paul Pogba is putting that ball in the box. Bruno is just disrespected. In essence, people like stylistic approach on things. Uh, Now we're living in an age where they don't want numbers, but they want to win trophies. So it doesn't make sense. Like, how do you win trophies without
Without the
numbers,
numbers,
right?
yes, yes.
So, you want to win trophies, but you don't want to have numbers. So when we talk about Bruno, they're like, "Oh, don't talk about his numbers. Talk about anything else apart from his numbers."
Yeah.
Okay, his work rate, you can talk about it. His availability, you can talk about it. Uh, what he does for the team, you could talk about it. And statistically proven now, he has the highest amount of interceptions as well, all across Europe, right? As a
Facts.
cam and even as a deep line playmaker. Bruno has a lot of accolades to his name that people do not want to even look at. So the only thing that they look at when you talk to any guy who doesn't like Bruno, the first thing he will say is, "Oh, he loses the ball too much." Go look at Kevin De Bruyne's numbers and see how many times he loses the ball. It's the other 10 men whose job is to get the ball back when he loses it. Watch any Manchester City game. Kevin De Bruyne loses the ball, the entire team works to get the ball back to KDB. And then he goes again. Then they go again. It's a repeated cycle. At United, it's like they lose the ball, and if Bruno loses the ball and they concede, it's Bruno's fault. No. What were the other 10 men doing on the pitch? They
That's
weren't
true.
aware. Like, how have we allowed this season? I think it was this season when Mickey van der Ven went through the entire midfield and the defense line to about score a goal. and he collected the ball in his half. We're allowing a centre back to run through the entire team, but the blame goes to Bruno because he lost the ball.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Bruno is supposed to be creating. Now, I know a lot of people say Bruno is going to be a legend. I'll be honest, even though I have his profile picture and I love and adore the guy, I respect him, I wouldn't call him a Premier League, like a legend at Manchester United. Okay. And I can explain myself. I don't even say Paul Pogba is a legend. I call both of them good players, unsung heroes. I would go on to say he is more like a United hero than a legend.
Mm.
For a legend, you have to win the Premier League and you have to win the Champions League for the club. You have to have those two sitting right beside you to be in a conversation of a legend. If you don't have that, you have to be the guy who has to kind of hold that, but be, you know, like think of it this way: as amazing Bruno's been, uh, if you guys, I'm sure you guys remember Park Ji Sung, right?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
is
Yeah,
also remembered as a United hero, even though he has trophies to his name. But
Underrated.
because he did not have the numbers beside him, he's underrated and he is considered a United hero and not a legend.
What a
So to
player.
be in that legend sphere, I wouldn't say he has to just win the Europa and he would become a legend. That's not enough. You still have to win the Premier League and the Champions League. If not both, at least one.
I reckon if he wins the Prem, bro, because that man's been carrying us on his back, bro. I mean, this guy's got 37 GA this season. I didn't know that until yesterday. That's incredible. For the season we're
Brother,
having,
it's just not the Vegeta, it's just not the 37 GA. That's a very vague. See, again, that's a number you know. Let me tell you something that's more commendable than 37 GA.
go for it,
You
bro.
remember when Ahmad Diallo got injured?
Yeah, yeah.
The go look the day he got injured and look at the 13 next games. In the 13 next games, if we scored 14 goals, Bruno Fernandes was involved either in an assist or a goal in 13 of them.
Damn.
The moment Ahmad Diallo got injured, this man carried the team on his back. But people will tell you, no, Ahmad Diallo was carrying the team on his back, and he should get the flowers.
they
Because
wish.
I don't know what exactly it is with Bruno. I know some people hate him because he doesn't fit their eye test when they're themselves cross-eyed. They can't see straight, but they want to do eye test and tell you they see football in a different way. You see football in a different way because you're cross-eyed, sir. You can't
It's
even
ball
see
knowledge,
straight.
apparently, Ronald. Apparently, the rest of us don't have ball knowledge for rating Bruno.
Yeah, apparently, if you rate Bruno, your IQ is zero. But then the same guy is going to tell you that Odegaard is amazing. Ask an Arsenal fan.
They want to take Bruno from you guys.
Huh?
Arsenal fans want Bruno.
They can't have him.
Brother,
They're sick.
see, Themba, if you want, let me actually get this for you. You know what? Give me 30 seconds. I'm going to do something that shouldn't be done, but I'm going to do it. I couldn't care less.
While you're doing that, Ronald, Temba, how integral then, in light of what Ronald is saying with regards to when Pogba was here, they complemented each other, and it speaks to quality needing quality. It's not just quality standing on its own. How integral is the signings that we make in the midfield this summer for the team, yes, but also for a player like Bruno?
Honestly, man, I don't know why people still do this nonsense, man. And it does not make your club grow. I don't. I The impact Bruno have had ever since joining Manchester United, I don't think Pogba had it. It did. From my own opinion, watching from both sides, I don't think he does. And Bruno is somebody whereby he would die, literally die for the team if he would play with injury even. But I don't know why. Like Bruno said,
Now,
they don't meet the eye test.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm so sorry, Themba, to interrupt you, but I'm here. And I have to
Yeah, go
do
on.
this God's dirty work. Bruno joined the team in 2019, and we have been subpar since 2019, right? Because we haven't won the league, we haven't won Champions League, we haven't really won a major trophy like a Europa Champions League or Premier League. Kevin De Bruyne has won the Premier League and has also won Champions League, right?
Mhm.
Since 2019, when Bruno joined, till now, between Bruno Fernandes and Kevin De Bruyne, Bruno has 62 goals, while Kevin De Bruyne has 48 goals. And Bruno has 50 assists, while KDB has 73 assists. Both of them so Bruno only has 9 less assists than KDB, or yeah, it's assists because Bruno has more goals. So he has 9 less assists. And keep in mind, this entire season, Bruno's been playing with who? Xerxes and Højlund up
Yeah.
top. If he had a clinical striker like, I don't know, maybe Cavani, we might be looking at Bruno's numbers, 15 times, like 15 more, 20 assists more. I don't know. Because that's my major point. Like Bruno Fernandes, ever since he's shown Kevin De Bruyne levels to this game. And KDB has fairly been injured, but he also plays in a team that's 10 times more cohesive than Manchester United. He has Erling Haaland, who broke every record in the first season when he joined the league. No,
Goals
so
are
that's my
crazy.
whole point. People do not, and I don't say like Bruno Fernandes is better than KDB. I'm not saying that because Trophy Cabinet would not allow that to be a conversation,
Yeah,
right?
but you're comparing him with
You
his
can't,
peers. He's doing what his peers are doing.
Yeah. Yeah. So
and
but
and
it's very
KDB himself said that after I think himself, he didn't put himself in that list. He was actually asked this question. He put Bruno as the number one guy. He
yeah.
put, I think he put, I don't know if he put Odegaard as second or he put Madison as second, either of those two, but these three were in the conversation.
I think Madison was second actually, though. If I'm trying to think about it. I think I know what we're talking about. I think Madison was second.
But that's my point. Like, footballers appreciate Bruno, ex-players appreciate Bruno. Varane calls him his best friend off the pitch, while he's played with Cristiano Ronaldo, Casemiro, Sergio Ramos for most of his life. So people really don't understand Bruno's impact on the team off the pitch and on the pitch. Small things like being able to speak and communicate. I didn't know until yesterday how fluent Bruno was with Spanish. If you guys have seen that video of Bruno explaining to a journalist in Spanish what the rule is,
Man.
go check that on Twitter. You would check that on Twitter, you will find that video. Bruno talking to a journalist in Spanish. I didn't even know this guy could speak that language until yesterday.
Captain Magnificent.
That guy.
Indeed.
And
That
he
guy.
offered, and I know this for a fact, he offered his salary twice
Yeah.
to give money to the staff. The club rejected the request both times because they did not want to look bad in the public eye that they can't do it, but a player is offering his salary.
Yeah.
So
They're
when
doing
people
PR
want to
stuff.
chat to me about the whole thing, like, oh, Bruno is a detriment to this team, nah. Like, no, he's not detriment to this team. He's actually helping the team. It's just, I wish and I pray. Like, if you go back to the team we had when Rooney was here, when Zlatan was playing, when we had just signed Pogba, we had Michael Carrick.
And we
We
didn't
put
add
Bruno in
Bruno.
that team.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, you're going back right now. Carrick.
Hey, bro.
Mike
It's
Carrick.
gonna make me wanna cry, bro. But now, shout out to United, man. We did our thing, and there's another couple of players we need to also talk about that need their accolades. And I'm gonna start with Munch. Munch, what are we saying about Big Game Miro, who was written off? You know, a lot of people said we should have sold him. This man has been showing up for us. What are you saying, bro?
Them lot are idiots for writing them off. I'm not going to mince my words about it. How could you write off a multiple-time Champions League winner, boss man Miro, classic Miro, my midfielder? Shut up, you haters. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
See, again, I want to speak on this as well, if you don't mind, Manj, because
Yeah, good.
Casemiro for me is a player you use in competitions where he's playing the best right now.
Yeah,
If you're in Europe, be it Champions League, be it Europa League, this guy will give you 100%.
definitely.
It's just the Premier League where a manager has to be smart enough to kind of understand how and when to use him. And I think the managers have failed to do that. They are putting Casemiro because Ten Hag did that as well. When he had the midfield of Bruno, Eriksson, and Casemiro, it was certainly working out some way or the other, but it was also a suffering for Casemiro because he had to do a two-man's job
Mm.
because Ericsson can't defend to save his life. If he defends to save his life, the machine would fall out. So he can't defend, right? And Casemiro was doing a two-man's job. Hence, Casemiro actually looked good when he had Scott McTominay right beside him. Because Scott will go on the edge of the box to bang goals and goals. Casemiro had a good amount of goals the first season. Let's not forget his contributions. If Casemiro hadn't scored so many competitions, we wouldn't have won few trophies that we won. He is part reason we have won few trophies as well. This man has scored in finals and semi-finals. So I'm not really forgetting what he's done. It's just the Premier League teams who have pace. And I always say this, that pace is like his crypto. It's like his kryptonite. Like Superman had his kryptonite.
Yeah.
Pace is his kryptonite because when he gets past, one thing I know, he hates when someone goes past him, and that's why he would turn and go for a tackle.
Yeah.
I hear you, Ronald.
So
Yo, you might
So
not got a dip, yeah, but big up.
no, but you can like complete what you were about to complete. I apologize.
Bombaclat.
No, I had to go anyway, so that's all I gotta say. But big up you guys, yeah. Have a good weekend.
Shout out
Big up to you,
Big
man.
up the man.
Manch the Wise. Shout out to you, Mark. Welcome to the show. My bad, bro. I didn't know you were in the back. Just listen to these.
I was
two
chilling, bro. I just enjoying the stream, bro. I enjoy
Oh,
the
I
show.
saw his comment, I guess.
Yeah.
I listening to man them in the background. I just enjoying the conversation. My boy's sticking up for Bruno, as he should. As he should. As he should.
Give us your thoughts, Mark. Now that
Always.
you are here. You are here. Give
No,
us your
well,
thoughts.
bro, listen, I keep saying this, and man them is laughing when I say certain things. But Bruno is a player playing with 4 to 5 developing players in the starting lineup week in, week out since the start of the season. Last season was 3 or 4. This season is 4 and 5. And when you sub players on, even Ahmad is a developing player. You know, Hoyland developing, Xerxes developing. Yeah. You talk about Garnacho developing, Kobe Mainoo still developing, Collier developing, yeah. And we have Bruno, and we expect Bruno to carry everybody on his back, be the best player, best defender, create everything, score the goals, direct the team, lead the team, make everybody look like there's prime players in like a old school AC Milan team that had Seedorf and these guys. Of course, yeah, the season has not been great. But we can't blame Bruno when he missed. I don't understand the concept of blaming a player for losing the ball when you know there's a chance creator. Anybody who's a chance creator will lose the ball. Yeah, that is part of reality. Yeah, the ball don't stick to the man foot like magnets, right? When he pass the ball, if the player not making the run, look at how funny life is. I was talking about this all of last season with Marcus Rashford. When Bruno or Harry Maguire makes that long diagonal from the back, how many times there's nobody to receive it? Last season. Yeah? But this season there's Garnacho, there's Dorgu, there's Amas, there's other players, Xerxes. There's men them who know that ball coming and looking for it. So it's not a pass that, he not hoof it. He not looking for a Hollywood pass anymore. It have somebody getting the ball. You understand? Bruno is a dynamic player. Yeah, I think a lot of fans are kind of super concentrated with the fact that a player is supposed to stand in a position. Bro, not every player has to remain in their position. Some players are allowed to roam by the manager.
I was about to say,
Yeah, and
free
if you
roaming
see
is a
in
thing in football. Am I crazy?
it's a thing. And if you Ben Amorim, if you know this guy, he is no different from Ten Hag. He just have a smile on his face. It's totally different, and he speaks better English. Yeah, but he is the same critical guy, same authoritarian, just like him. Notice he's an authoritarian, bro. Man, them in realize he must probably more strict than Ten Hag. So if Bruno moving
Mark,
about the
he
pitch and
is the
roaming,
worst. He is worse than Ten Hag. You know why I say
exactly.
that?
All the
Because the
Portuguese
man
fans in
came
my chat
in,
tell me so.
he said, Sancho, thank you, bye-bye. Anthony, thank you, bye-bye. Rashford, brother, no one could put a hand on Rashford's collar. You know, when
Everybody
you wear a
try.
polo shirt, you have a collar. No one could put hands on Rashford's collar until last year. This man came in, he just held him by his collar and said, "Yeah, out."
I mean,
Let's not forget. Rashford was actually scoring goals under Ten Hag in the first few games he played. This
yeah, but
manager came in, he saw him 2 games, and he said, "Nah, this is enough. This is peak. You don't
exactly.
run. You don't run. Yeah, go find a new club. Go. Bye bye."
That's crazy.
And this is what I want men to understand. When they say things like Bruno out of position, he's not. He's doing what the manager tell him he needs to do every game. Yeah. We too intelligent in 2025 to watch a player roaming and not think for ourselves that the manager told him to do that. It is foolish. Yeah. And I don't want to call anybody fools. But I'm just saying that when you're making a point that Bruno is out of position, he is not. When Bruno had to go here, there, and everywhere, when we goal scorers, we celebrating them, right?
Of course.
Well, he can't do that if he stay down behind the half line in the deep position all the time. Sometimes he's got to come up. Yeah. But you know what I will say is this. We have a team that underperformed this season in the Premier League, which is the bread and butter. But in the Europa League, we have been overperforming. You know, something about the team under lights at night. They came out to play every time. You know, I told man them I never see a loss, and I haven't. Every game I went to, even the one game I thought we was going to lose, when we went down in the dying moments, them men find a spark and they came back, and we end up winning, going past. You know.
Yeah, bro.
So for me, I would say it like this: I think we need to give this team a rest. Whoever it is, the structure will decide. They will sell who are to get sell. They will do what are to change, who are to change. We can't stop it. So whether we like a player, dislike a player or not, we just need to support the team because realistically, I feel like that's the one thing we need to come back to. And with the team playing in such good form, because I really think last night performance was a really good performance. Yeah, the second half we didn't really score any goals, but we kept possession well. We was structured. We was decisive. We knew what we was doing. We didn't just have possession for having possession's sake. Of course, we made some mistakes in the first half. Atletico Bilbao is not a rubbish team. They're the best defensive team in La Liga, one of the best defensive teams in Europe,
In
and they
Europe.
score lots of goals. Yeah. And last night they went down a man true, but they was defending with six. The man make two changes instantly, brought on an extra defender and an extra defensive midfielder. Take off our winger and take off the attacking midfielder. So when I look at that, we scored two goals. We scored a goal after the red card. Oh, right? And that goal after the red card was look real easy. The way the intricate link up was
That was such a cold
among their
goal
front
from
three.
Bruno, bro. Yeah.
Bro, the intricate passes between Ugarte, Hoyland, and Bruno said to me that this team's starting to understand each other and how to play with each other. Now, I'm not saying Hoyland, like I always said, Hoyland need to be developing. He need a senior striker to play off of, right? So don't want nobody get me wrong thinking I saying Hoyland should be continually starting. No. I wanted a senior striker in the summer. We didn't get one. So this is what we end up with. This is the structure fault. This is the club fault. This is their decision. You know, we have a lot of young players that developing in the team. We have players like Eden Haven. This weekend, you might see the likes of a young Musa or you know, maybe a Camerson playing at wing. It will be interesting for fans to see these guys. Like I looked at Amas and Fredrickson and I was like, people tell me about Cunha is such an amazing player.
Mm.
And Fredrickson had him in his pocket for 84 minutes in his debut game. Well, all I could say is if Luke Shaw didn't come on the pitch, we'd have win that game. But the manager decided to bring on Luke Shaw. So it is what it is.
Yeah, bro.
But don't tell me Cunha is that amazing when our debutant could lock him down for 80 minutes
I never want to
and
see that
United
Shaw guy
supposed to be
again.
shit.
Never want to see that Shaw guy again. But it's interesting, Mark, that you say we need to come back to the idea of supporting because I feel like too many fans, and not just in our club, and just in football in general, and it pisses me off. This is a personal pet peeve. We've all become coaches overnight. You know, people make it seem like you can't have an opinion and it's wrong. It's an opinion for a reason. We support. A lot of people are very negative. And for all the crap that I've given the team this season, even I said, guys, 3-1. And people cast me out. Where are we going to score? Guys, are we not supporters or are we not supporters? I mean, Temba will tell you, in our local football, me, I beg Chiefs. Even when they're going to do nonsense, I say we're going to beat people because I'm a supporter. I'm not a coach.
Yeah.
My job is not to coach the team, it's to support the team. Now, I can criticize nonsense when I see nonsense, when we're on the show. That's fine. But I'm not a UEFA coach. And then people say, yeah, but your ball knowledge, hey, I've coached Sunday League. Okay, I'm happy for you. Why aren't you coaching Man United then? Since you are the one with the UEFA credentials. But anyway, I get pissed off when we just had a nice win. Temba, you saw Casemiro balling out yesterday. Did you not need him in your ties, bruh? Because your midfield...
Bro, if I have Casemiro, like I would take Casemiro right now. Like I'm not even. It's not a joke, man. Because one thing is,
Oh,
man,
I know that. I know that's not true.
it's not a joke. No, it's not. Because Casemiro is somebody I know playing at Madrid. He does not have the pace. Because this is why I hate hearing this nonsense of his legs are gone.
Pace is not everything in our midfield
The guy
position.
plays. The pace is not. I can say yes, it's faster than Harry Maguire and Lindelof combined, but he's not a paceful player. He's not. If you use the guy properly, he will do a job for you. And the way this guy came into the club, Amorim, at first, he was not getting into the team. You could say yes, he was having a rough patch. But honestly, I know for sure all he had to just do is just play him, and as soon as he plays him, he will be there. No benching again. But like Rona said earlier, is knowing how to use the player. First of all,
Yeah.
we also need to put the his age into consideration here. Learn how to use the guy, give him the minutes he deserves, drop him as well. But he's a good player and it's still there. Every player will always have that rough patch whereby they look as if, man, the career is dead. Kevin De Bruyne, like he's being sold right now. He's going to leave the club. Why? It was because he had bad form. But it looks as if when it happens to some certain players from United, and this thing of you guys always bantering each other because you want to be right on this player, you want to be wrong on this player. I can tell you the way Ruben is right now. That yesterday win that you guys won yesterday, 3-0. I will tell you for sure, if you go to your fan base, you are going to see 2 or 3 people still finding something to say about that game, still talking about some players, trying to be negative somehow. And
No,
those
of
same
course.
people, they'll be waiting for Amorim to get to the final and lose the game, and they'll come and tell you, I told you so. I told you this. I told you. Why do you have to wait for somebody to fail at something for you
Word it.
you want to be right? What happens to being a fan first? Casemiro
Temba,
went through rough patch, and I know he's a good player. And
Temba,
yes,
you know me, right? You know I back Ten Hag. Yeah? You know I didn't want to see Ten Hag sack.
yeah,
You ever hear me talk about sack Amarim? No,
nah,
because I know better. Yeah, I know that. Listen, it's not going to be an easy transition. We
mhm,
reset our rebuild. We did reset 2 years ago, and we reset again.
yeah,
And if men ain't come down with that consensus in the mind and that understanding, we in for a long ride. Because honestly, yeah, like we just do too much with our players, bro. Other clubs will defend their players to the hill against opposition fans, but they will talk negatively about them in their own circles.
yeah.
We just allow opposing fans from any club to come and rubbish our players,
In
bro, and
fact, we
agree
joined
with
them.
them
We joined them, Mark. We
and
don't even
join
just...
them. Yeah, and then and take it at a next level because look, right, look at it like this, right? Everybody should be able to, in my opinion, I think everybody should look at players in 3 ways. It have young players, yeah, it have players who adapt at the peak of performance, and it have the season pros.
Mhm.
Yeah. And you have to judge them based on where they're at at their level in the game, on the team, and what they're doing. And it's hard to do that because like I used to be mad at Dorgu because I see this one game with Dorgu where I thought he was man of the match when he get the assist and he win the penalty and thing. He was flying up and down the wing. He was active. He was like a live wire. And since then, he seemed like he out of energy.
Yeah, I was
You
about to
know,
You
say.
know
I
what,
was saying that yesterday,
Mark?
bruh. Are we not?
Mark,
Are we not
one
worried?
thing about Dogo. About Dogo, I watched that guy play for Lecce. Because sometimes most of your fan base they don't really check player. When they see United is being linked to these players, that's when they go to YouTube, go and look
and
for a compilation
highlights.
of that player. I watched Dogo at Lecce when they played against Inter Milan, and I said, "This guy is not even the guy. He's not it." So it
But
never made sense to me why you guys had a chance of bringing back Alvaro Fernandez for 50 million pounds, and you guys decide to go and sign Dogo for 20 million pounds.
40, brother.
Was it 40? Just
It's
imagine.
a lot of money still.
Yeah, 40. Right? And we could have get Alvaro back. And the funny thing with Alvaro is Real Madrid looking to spend money, big money to sign him.
No, Mark. Should in case
Calm down, calm down.
let
That's
me
just the
explain to
report.
you.
I don't
No,
have the inside information. That's
I
just the
know.
report. Big
I
money
saw it.
is Benfica,
I saw it.
right?
This
So,
is what they want to
all
do, Mark. This is what they want to do. They want to speak to United right now to bring him back. Like they should trigger that bring back clause to United. Then we'll sign him from you guys for 35 million pounds. That is what they want to do. They don't want to pay the 60 million pounds release clause
Oh, that's
to
actually
Benfica.
smart, low key for Madrid.
bro, if they bring he back to Man United, Amarim will not sell him. I telling you no, because Amarim was scouting him for Sporting. Yeah, that was hot news in Portugal, bro.
Wait,
Before Amarim
why?
moved to
Like
Man
for
United.
18?
Yeah,
Bro, it's not even 18. We sold him
15,
to
15
them
million
for
pounds.
8 million, right? They won back 16.8 million euros, not pounds, euros, king. Because
Which is 15 million pounds in euros.
they paid half the money to us already to buy the player. So we basically giving them $9 million. We
So
basically paying $9 million to get him back because we don't get 8 from them for him. So we giving the 8 back and giving them 9 on top of it. And they decide to spend 20 now and 18 over the next 3 seasons on Dorgo. And Alvaro was on 20 million a week or 20K a week or something like that. Small money, eh?
The problem is that when Alvaro left, I don't think he left under under Ineos. I think he left right or just around before Ineos could even see what the kid is capable
I'm
of,
not blaming Ineos or
right?
anything.
No, no,
I'm
no.
blaming the
I am.
club in
I
general
am.
because
No, no. I
because
am blaming them. I am
you
blaming
can't
them.
blame them. He leave long
I
before they
can't
buy the
because
club.
hold on. The thing is, I know he was long gone, but the people that are there right now, right? And try and understand, Mark. I'm coming from a standpoint of these guys like Vivel and all these guys. They're not in the business coming from cycling, right? Like that one bald guy. These guys are part of football. They know exactly who the players or most of the players are. Our scouting department knows. Our scouts should have been better and told the Ineos leadership that there's no point of investing money in Dorgu. Just get back Alvaro because it would have been much cheaper. Plus, the kid already knows the club in and out. He knows the core of the club. He knows what it is to play for the club. And then you can have two young academy boys fight it out. Let Harry Amas and Alvaro fight it out for the left back position or left wing back. I don't mind. I would still take both of them back and sell Malasia and Dorgu. That's why I
I
said
would have,
when I
bro.
said to Themba,
They
brother,
allow Mark Jurado to leave, and he's a natural right wing back. He could also play left wing back. He is like a right-sided version of Alvaro Fernandez.
Why are we selling all these
uh,
people just to buy them back? What is this strategy?
I
Bro,
don't.
it's a mad strategy, bro. It's a madness. They're trying to make money. They're trying to play dollar tycoon. You understand? In a football, you have all these facets. You have to win. Football is a business about winning trophies. It's not about a business about being nice and for Instagram and to be look good. It's about winning. It's, it's meritocracy at its best, at its finest. That's what football clubs and sporting clubs is about. Only in America, the franchises, they have no, none. There is no jeopardy. You could lose for 10 seasons straight, bottom of the league. You're still in the top flight. There's not that in football, and this is why we love football. Because if you're at the bottom of the league, you're getting relegated.
Yeah, the stakes. The stakes to the game.
It has stakes. You understand? And like Ronald saying, I are looking at in your sort of side eye because I looking at deals like in this window, this winter window, we spend 20 plus on Dorgu and they could have spent 13 million pounds and get Turkey. Turkey have a 20 million euro release clause. Go and check it.
Tottenham, you guys don't look like they are
Like
serious, but
13 million pounds, you could have signed him you could have signed him in January for nothing.
Tottenham
You
wants him
talking
as well.
about a cheap risk. Turkey was a cheap risk and he would have come in and in my honest opinion, he is worlds better than Cunha will ever be. Worlds better. Cunha is not a 10. This is Cunha's 6th professional season, yeah, in a top flight club. He
No,
was always a striker or a winger. He was never a 10. This is his first season playing in the middle of the pitch.
it's just that you want to say this thing we always people talk about the Premier League Premiership proven because
That don't exist, bro. Haaland never scored 40 goals in a season. He never scored 30 goals in a season
Yeah, I was about to
or
say.
in a Bundesliga season. Yeah. And then he come to the Prem and he break all the records goal scoring. Most of the top players in the Prem, just come from
From
outside.
other leagues.
Kevin De
Yeah, I
Bruyne.
was about to say, like,
Yes, look Dan Bernardo Silva, Rodri. Them fellas come from no well, look at this fella Mickey van der Ven. He come from where? Dutch league. Yeah?
I mean, even if
Man,
you, even when people say stuff like the French league is a Popeye league, I mean, look at Euro and Saliba. They come from those leagues that people
yeah.
don't rate.
I mean, of course, bro. Like I and always say those things because I mean it's the Uber Eats, but at the same time, let we not put it down that the Uber Eats don't have wonder kids and talents. You know, there's many wonder kids and talents all over the world, bro. Whether they're in Africa, China, Asia, India, they have them. Yeah. So while the majority of the league might be crap, it might have that one player that
No,
just
no.
stuck in that league.
India wonder kids. They would never make it in football, brother. Forget it. Forget, and
Bro,
forget it.
you don't to me like that, you know, but you understand what I'm trying to say.
No,
I'm
see,
just trying to
I'm
say,
telling you the reason why, Mark. Because when you are an Indian player, right, and you want to play for any big club in the Euro, uh, so there is just for India. This is specifically for India. You know how other players from like Nigeria, Jamaica, they could just sign up for any club if they want to, right? For India, our best player was Sunil Chhetri. He is ranked third in the world on a global level. He is behind Ronaldo and Messi on the
for
highest goals
goals
scored, right?
in a season.
However, when he got a contract from QPR, he had to go through a committee of 5 people who have to vote. Is he eligible to play in Europe? So those 5 people decide a player's fate, and 2 of them said yes, 2 of them said no, and the one was undecided. So he said, I don't know, and they just never gave him the contract. So when they say like India has never had ballers, there might be ballers, but the conditions are so
It's
Yeah, I know
on
of
the
all those things.
disadvantage
it's
end.
the same thing
Yeah,
for
on
us
the
as
It
well.
disadvantage
for
end, they don't
even
allow
like
them.
you mentioned Jamaica. For Jamaica is still difficult. For the Caribbean in general, it's difficult because you have
Yeah,
to represent your national team
A few
for a certain
times.
amount of
Yeah.
caps
Same with us in South
in
Africa.
order for it to even be able to go. Unless a team scout you at a young age, which a lot of the young talent now, like my little brother and a few other talents, like this young guy from Jamaica who gone to Chelsea, Gibson or something like that is his name. I can't remember his name too well. David or Dwayne or something like that. Anyway, they were both at PSG Academy. You know what I mean? My brother in Norway now, but he playing at PSG. He playing at Chelsea Academy now. So it's only in those situations where you'll probably be able to move across that club in Europe easier. But generally, you have to represent the national team at some point for a certain amount of games before a club team is able to sign you from the Caribbean and thing. It's
yeah, yeah, yeah,
difficult
yeah, yeah.
rules. It's difficult rules to get
They've
by
just made it
for
more
a lot.
difficult.
It's just ridiculous. But you
Yeah.
know what? I'm fine because in hindsight for us, it's the same. It's difficult, but it's benefited us because the reason why Bafana is doing better now is because a lot of those guys play locally because it's not easy to go overseas. So it's benefiting my league and the country. So
No, but then Vegeta, the thing is that when when you're giving exposure to a sport, right?
yeah,
Now, right now, I don't know if you guys know this, but there was a Legends game that recently happened between Real Madrid and Barcelona in India,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
it's the tickets were sold out in 12 minutes for a Legends game where no big name really came. It was like it got sold out. Real Madrid did beat Barcelona 2-0. I'm trying to see what was the attendance of that game, but it was a Legends game. And the thing was, it was sold out. People who are fans, they were there to welcome them. These men were showing up for Figo. Imagine Figo.
Bro,
Brother, how
Figo is
old
a
is
legend. I
Figo?
showing up for Figo.
No, no, no. I'm trying to say, if imagine if they bring the current squad, it would be a different thing altogether. These guys are still showing up for Figo, Puyol. Like these are the two big names I know. Casillas was there. No, no, it was not Casillas. Someone else. But like Charisma played for Barcelona apparently. Rivaldo was there. Xavi Hernandez was there, right? Patrick Kluivert was there. So
What?
few big like these guys. Michael Owen came as well.
They get
Now
some real big names, King. They get some big, big names, bro.
no, 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 that's what I'm saying. They got big names, and I'll tell you what the capacity of this stadium is. The capacity of this stadium is 55,000, filled out for a Legends game.
that's cool.
Now put that same Legends game in Europe, where people are very normally used to watching such big games. It won't be a sellout.
If it playing at United Stadium, it's sell out. I'm just saying.
Oh
I'm being
yeah, yeah,
honest.
United because again, it's a United stadium. We always have, tourism fans from different parts of the world. Brother, Old Trafford is like a dream come true stadium for so many fans in the world. I
That's
know
Me
true.
so
too.
many
Every
people
time I go.
when like if you go to United, right? Like go on your Instagrams and search for Manchester Old Trafford, you will get that pin. If you click, you'll see tagged images of people who tagged Old Trafford as their club, right, or the location. And just watch like everyone's post will literally say dream come true, dream come true,
That's my
dream come
dream,
true.
bro.
Them walking
Bro,
out of the tunnel is a dream come true.
That's my
every
dream.
time I go to Old Trafford, I take a picture and say, bro, I can't believe I here.
Exactly.
I can't wait to
Swear,
go there
you
before
man
they
them don't know,
demolish.
bro. Like you man them don't know, bro. Every time I go to Old Trafford, I take a picture and in my head I be thinking, bro, I can't believe I here. Man.
Mark, I won't
It's like
sleep.
the 50th time I had the club for a game, bro, and I still can't believe I there. If you
Mark,
understand what
the
I'm saying.
day I am privileged enough to buy a ticket to go to Old Trafford, bro, that
I will
weekend I'm
be
not
there with
sleeping.
you, bro.
I am not
I will
sleeping
be
that
there.
weekend. You don't understand, bro. And I'm gonna make it happen, bro. By fire, by
And I'm
force.
telling you, I can tell you now, you go meet Connor too. 'Cause Connor is a man. If he know you're coming, he will buy tickets for the game and come.
Nice, nice, nice. But I
You'll
just
meet Connor, you'll meet Tabs.
that'll be nice, guys. I won't lie. That for me is a dream, especially as a kid coming from a third world country where we don't have much. I'll be so happy.
Mhm.
Bro, I come from Trinidad, bro. A dot in the world, bro. You still come from South Africa.
Hey, bro, it's tough.
No, no, they see the only thing I could really say is that when I walk through the annals, the one thing I could tell you, bro, was how you're like, bro, I wouldn't lie, I was a little emotional. But you see that Trinidad kit and flag inside Old Trafford in the Old Trafford Museum, bro, on the wall amongst all the stars, and see Dwight York lifting that trophy, bro. Yeah, horse. Yeah, telling on them, bro.
At least we've got a South
You
African that
reach.
represented Man United. I'm happy about that. But I just want to give my thoughts on the game as well, since I've let you guys talk, and then we'll move on to. We're playing this weekend, I'm assuming, right? I don't really care about the league, but I'm assuming we're playing.
Bradford, we're playing
Brentford,
Bradford.
Brentford.
Okay, yeah, we'll
We
talk
playing
about that.
Brentford at home.
Talk about that briefly as
Are
well
we at Brentford?
as next week. What we want to see next week, because we'll probably only do the Vegeta and Banks Show after the second leg again. So my thoughts. Already spoken about Bruno. I just want to speak about Sir Timothy Maguire watching Lemieux the day before and decided, you know what? I'm gonna take inspiration from the young man because man, what was that cross on the right, guys? No man, shout out to
Bro,
Harry, bro. Shout out to Harry.
Harry Dino.
Shout out to that guy. You know what I like about Harry? Harry, he hasn't always been the best player. He's been through a lot at Man United, but the man just did his job and showed up when called upon. And I appreciate you, bro. It's the
But
small, it's
that's
the small
that's the
things.
thing, Vegeta. Even him, right? Even though his story is crazy, finally the manager or we are playing in a system which complements him as a player, as an individual player. You still put him back in back two with left back and right back. You might see some problems there. But back three is where he shines and thrives and he does well. So it's again the system that the manager has kind of chosen and where he fits well. It's brought me to the point where I used to feel disgusted at the sight of him to now kind of be like, you know what? I wouldn't mind him as a backup.
I hear that, bro. That's me as well, bro. And people are trying to accuse me of saying I haven't been calling him Sir Himothy. It's because people are not subscribed to my channel. I've been calling him that for years. Cause I no, Mara, I came around. Like I said, I went on a journey with Maguire. Like I was angry at him. Then I saw the professionalism, and he tried. And I'm like, I wish half of the people at that team would just try. You know, if you're not good, you're not good. It is what it is. But just try. Stop complaining and crying. But I enjoyed yesterday's game, guys. I won't lie. Even Temba was saying, "Where's the wine?" No, maybe next week. Maybe next week, Temba.
Temba, we
Yeah.
don't drink until we win. And this is half speed. Yeah? This is half the
Okay.
tie. You see, when we secure the whole tie, we'll knock some bottles. But I would say this, guys, when you talk about try and Vegeta, how many times I talk about that last season and men them laugh at me, boy. Yeah? And effort, bro. You can't do nothing as a manager, whether it's a CEO or a boss of a company, a teacher, or anything, and you had to instruct people. If those people don't give a certain amount of effort, nothing could happen.
Those are true facts,
And
people.
and I'm telling you, bro, this is why as a man, I just like you, bro. I used to criticize Slabhead. But now when I say Slabhead is with the most respect because I know that head putting that ball in the back of that net. Bro, like I said, when that fella in a box, right? I know if the ball go in his direction, it's goal.
True.
Because I always used to say that, the best asset he have is he real good in the air, bro. Excuse. And as an English team, you must have a player who is very, very good in the air. It's just historical. It's heritage with with football club.
Gentlemen, I got a drop, but big up to you lot,
Shout
Vegeta,
out.
Themba, and Villains, which
Big
is
up,
Mark.
big up, big up, big up, big up, guys.
Love and
Big
big
up,
up to
big
you
up, big
guys.
up,
I'm gonna
Bruno.
drop. Bruno
Big up.
Fernandes is the king. After
Of
Cantona, he's the
course.
king.
Oh, by the way, United under 18s are 2-0 up against Stoke City right now.
Winning 2-0.
Nice. Shout out to you,
Victor
Ronald.
Musa scored.
Thank you
Victor
for being on the
Musa with a
channel.
brace. He's 15 goals this season, 2
United,
goals behind.
United under 18.
Under
So
under
what they're
18.
doing is not right, bro. Have you seen what they're doing, Temba? These kids. These guys are beating people, bro. Left, right, and
I
center.
saw, I saw they beat one. It was a 15-1, beat 13-1. They won the
Man,
Yeah,
game.
these kids have no
bro,
mercy, bro, and I love it. Don't
bro,
let up, bro.
do that up. You understand?
Don't show them
You know what,
mercy.
Temba? Really
Yeah.
and truly, bro. I would say to you, bro, that day I joined your stream, I still think about it, bro. That day when I still think about that moment Declan Rice put our first free kick in, bro. I
Mm-hmm.
never believe it. I still in disbelief. It never
No,
going to happen again for the rest of our career. That's the first and last time you ever going to see something like that
me,
happening.
I've said it now. I said you and that Declan Rice, you will not see that go again, and you will not see that he will never have such a performance in his
He
career.
probably might never score a free kick again, bro. I so real.
Well,
You
he went back
understand?
to default
But
settings against PSG.
yeah,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is this, right? I'm shocked that Real Madrid are out of Europe, but we will fly the flag for you. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
So,
Don't do
yeah.
that, Temba. They still a
And
big
we
team.
know he's a Ground United fan, Temba, so
I'll be there next year.
of
Get
course
back.
we will be there as well.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you guys, man.
Don't
You
worry.
might be in a group with us. And
Okay,
if you
guys.
come to Old Trafford, it's going to be one of those sorry nights for you. I just wanted to say that.
But you know, Mark,
Okay.
Just so you know.
what is the CL with others, right? It's been so boring this year because there was no Man United in it. But the last thing I want to say in yesterday's game, guys, is another player that I've been criticizing. You know, our praise has to be just as loud as not the disrespect per se, but the criticism. Hoyland had a good game for me yesterday.
Bro,
Am I
I
crazy?
don't want to talk too much about it. Commend them feel like
No,
he's my favorite
no,
player,
no.
but he had a
You
very
no.
good game.
He had a good game, but like we all know your fan base, man. Because he's not scored, they still want to take a hit at him.
But the man drag him down by his
Yeah,
neck and
yeah,
see what
yeah.
that ball was
I
goal.
know, I know.
Any footballer know that is goal. Like
Garnacho as
I d-
well has been,
they rob him. They rob him. He wasn't offside.
And
they've been
also,
talking about
he
Garnacho as well.
should have got a pin. But no, shout out to Rasmus, man, because he's had a difficult season. I've been on his neck, and I feel justified being on his neck. But he had a good game yesterday. He had a striker's performance in the sense that he was in the right places. Like we said, with the first one, he got dragged down. That was a tap in. That guy was gonna score that goal. Even some of the chances that he didn't put in the back of the net. The fact that he was there, Temba. You know, we always speak about being in the position, making the
Yeah.
runs. And that's what he was doing
Yeah.
yesterday. He was making it very difficult for the guys at the back yesterday. And that's, even if you're not scoring goals, guys, as a striker, if you are making the runs and you are bullying the back line and you are being a nuisance to play against, come on. Who can't love that? That's what you
Who
want to
can't
see.
love that?
You want to see a striker do those things. It's not just about the goals. I think people think striker equals goals. It's also the game you bring to the team when you're not scoring the goals. Does that make sense?
It does,
100%.
it does make sense, but you know, people will
Our
tell
fan
you,
base different, bro.
they will tell
Some
you
men them they will not hear
strikers,
that. They will
strikers are
you will
judged on
say
goal.
that. It will
They'll
sound
tell you
logical
strikers
to
are
them, but
judged
then they will
on
say
goal.
it's not true.
Yes, they'll tell you you judge a striker by goals.
No, that's crazy,
You
bro.
know
That's
what I
what
mean?
they say.
I loved it because what he did yesterday created openings for his team. Because I kept saying, why is Bilbao so like they were dragged to the one side of the pitch the whole time? It's because of that kid's work yesterday, and we don't get that penalty without his work yesterday. As much
Yeah,
as people
yeah.
want to be like, yeah, penalty, Hoyland did that, and don't let your agenda against the kid stop you from giving him his flowers yesterday. Because I know the
Bro, it's
default
not happening,
thing
man.
is to say he was crap. He wasn't crap, guys, just because he didn't score.
It's not happening. I know people that have been criticizing him and Garnacho throughout yesterday.
No,
He's
Bro,
greedy,
even Ganache had a
crap,
good
is
game, in
deep.
my opinion, yesterday.
Ah,
bro, Garnacho was critical for that game. Garnacho was the whole reason that team was starting to move mad. Because wherever he was popping up, he was drawing fouls.
he
He
was
was
drawing fouls here and there. I don't understand. Like, I don't know what game they watch, man.
bro,
Because
I don't know
that
about
guy,
men and them.
he was drawing foul everywhere. They were kicking him like they were even like. I'm surprised he finished the game because some of the way they were going at him is like they want to just injure this guy. The fouls he was getting drawing yesterday in that game, but still they'll tell you, man, no, it's crap, it's this rubbish, it's okay. But yet, the same people that will say Ganacho is rubbish, is crap, are talking about bringing in Deblin. Yeah, bring
No,
go
let
get
me tell
me,
you something.
get
Don't
me Deblin,
disrespect
get me,
Dublin at all.
get
I
no,
wanted to bring in
no,
Dublin, but
no, Mark, we can't be saying that. I've seen people saying, go and bring my Toma. My Toma is a better plan. What's
nah,
my
you're
Toma?
mad. You're mad,
My
you're mad, you're
Toma
mad. I would
doing
never
in this.
sell Garnacho for me Toma, you're mad.
Your fan base does. They will tell you straight, man. And I look at the numbers for Matoma and I look at it, like, I don't understand this fan base, man.
Let me put
All
it
of a
into
sudden,
comparison for you, right? Look at Cunha numbers this season and look at Garnacho numbers this season. Look at Cunha numbers last season, look at Garnacho numbers last season. Look at Cunha numbers the season before and look at Garnacho numbers before and tell me where you see from that.
I
They
know.
want to pay 60 million for Cunha and they want to get rid of Garnacho. But I want you all to look at the numbers.
No,
Yeah?
I've seen them.
And tell me.
They're this. Garnacho is basically doing the same or better, if I'm not mistaken. So I
Eh,
did check.
It's better, man. He's better for
Bro,
me.
last season Garnacho had double his numbers.
He's better.
And the season before he had three or four more goal contributions. So and if this season end the way I think it going to end,
He's gonna have
Garnacho
better
will
numbers.
have more goal contributions than him again for the third season running. But man, them want to pay 60 million for this brother to start him. over
I don't.
Garnacho, who is going to be even better next season, bro.
I you know what they say to you that pisses me off is that why don't we just sell him for 50 million? And I was like, the way
Bro,
you guys quote Scott McTominay, and I
bro,
watched him play for Napoli.
nah, that's different, Temba. Temba,
No,
I
I'm
respect
not
Scott.
saying
I never disrespect Scott like some people, but let me be honest. I think that Pacer League suits Scott way much better
no.
because he wasn't
I know,
really at it in the Prem.
Mark. I'm saying that if Garnacho goes to because Napoli,
It
even
go
with
be
the fact
just like Pogba all over
that
again,
they've been criticizing this guy, even if I people have been criticizing him, I'll take 40, I take 50 million pounds. You will sell
bro.
him to Napoli. With the fact that he has not been performing well, Napoli are still saying, nah, we still want this dude. We still want him. We want him. Chelsea are saying we still want him. If Chelsea owns is true or not, I don't know. But the one I'm sure, the one for what's it called, is the fact. If Garnacho ends up going to Napoli,
The fans will want him back, I'm telling you.
what I saw with Pogba is going to repeat itself again. Honestly, because
Exactly.
he goes to a team now whereby they play what like is all about, and the pace of that league is slower than the Premiership. It's slower, so
But
basically, he will cook there.
But oftentimes with United fans, we strip the context of people's seasons from the conversation. It's easy to say, let's sell him because the grass might be greener. I know we are 14th, guys, né? But if you look at our signings, I don't think we did bad. And the current players,
No.
like you're mentioning, not all of them have been bad. But because of circumstances beyond just the football pitch itself, like we can't ignore those things. They are affecting what is happening on the football pitch. To a degree, we have to let the dust settle, for lack of a better word.
Exactly, bro. You know, Vegeta, this is why I'm trying to tell man for the longest. And I know, and I don't want to come out and say it like that, because you know how men they'll say to me, bro, they'll say I just want to back these dead players, right? But you see, when a player under 23 and thing, bro, you ain't see the best of that player yet, you know. And I would hate to be a United fan who believe in that we develop these bunch of players that we actually have consistently performing. And we're seeing that last season, compared to last season, Garnacho numbers is plenty better this season. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm like, that is progression. And Hoyland mightn't have shown consistent progression, but Garnacho has been showing it for the last 3 seasons. He's a big game player. He has come up trumps when you need him. And he's one of the and this season, he's one of our most dangerous threats in every single game he plays. Even when Ahmad playing, Garnacho would have games. Garnacho mightn't score, but he's a bigger threat in the game than Ahmad sometimes.
Ahmad,
But people is just,
people,
but you see,
you,
bro, I took this role this season that I was going to be the one to criticize Ahmad. And everybody want to hate me for that.
I want to
And I
say
will
something.
take it. I will
Before
take
before
it because
Ahmad,
it's right.
before Ahmad got injured,
Mm.
people are forgetting that Ahmad started being selfish as well. He want to take people on. He want to start shooting from stupid places because, and people will tell you that Ahmad is the player of the season. I'm like, player of the season? How?
It's Bruno.
Bro,
Because
Garnacho had more goal
he had
contributions this season.
he just had that 2-3 months
It's okay.
whereby he was special. For me, I would be talking about getting rid of Ahmad because for me, like I look at him and I think he's an injury-prone player. So what is the essence of having an injury-prone player whereby you think, okay, he's a good player, but he's not available for games? He's not. How long did he go for the injury he went for? He comes back. The next thing, I'm not surprised even if he's injured again for this season end. If he gets injured again, I won't be surprised. But you guys are you just love player FC, man. And you will
No,
say anything to defend those guys.
me, I'm Man United FC, but I don't have time for defending players and managers. I defend what I see with my eyes. But anyway, guys, I want to round off. I don't want to give. I don't want to end this podcast without giving this game its spotlight. Inter Milan versus Barcelona. What a game, guys!
Wow, what a game. What a
Lamine.
game, man.
They rob Inter Milan, yeah? Because the goal that they call offside for a big toe was
Oh
ridiculous.
yeah, I saw that. I saw we got a
Oh
goal
man.
against us that was similar. No, Mark, am I crazy? Where they like it was like
In
something
No,
like
yeah.
the Garnacho, they say Garnacho arm was offside.
But I don't understand. Like I'm trying to understand the
His
player,
shoulder.
like the player that they gave the offside for, is probably even on the same lane with the player. So I don't understand. He was offside of with his feet, with his boots, and the player, his arm is also showing out with the player. I don't understand this offside scores all of a sudden right now. I cannot believe that a boot, just a tip of the boot, keeps a player offside. How? I don't understand because it's
Bro, that is ridiculous. That is, let me tell you something.
please.
That had daylight between player and player, bro, for offside for me.
And that is
That
what
had daylight. You see, it can't be
Asenga
too
said.
tight. You see that too tight. You see when you see how to go down to millimeters and
You have to give
millimeters
the
and
attacker
centimeters.
benefit of the
Yeah,
doubt.
they get it. Better you give it to the attacker and done, bro. Because I am not here to see 0-0. You see me? I wish 0-0 would stop being a point. Yeah.
Mhm,
Like unless you score 1-1, you'll get a point. If it's a 0-0, 0 points. So no goals in scoring that game. I don't want to go and watch no game and have no goals. A
mhm,
shit game. You know what I mean? If every time you go and give our offside in favor of the defense, because I don't feel like we just get that with Man United. I feel like that our players is be clear offside and they still get it. Yeah. And for me, I think it should be clear offside. Either a whole foot offside, a whole foot in front of the next player. You know what I mean? A whole foot step stride or something like that, or clear daylight between players, bro. Other than that,
It's
the
ridiculous.
defenders struggle.
Yeah. And
Let
But
them
then
defend. They getting paid
I
to
won't be
defend.
surprised. I won't be surprised if Inter Milan goes to though. I won't.
oh, you mean like in
The next game is where
Europa? It's in Inter.
in Barca.
No, it's in Inter.
No, I won't be surprised because for me, I believe these guys are playing too many games, and Lemmy Yamal also is playing too many games as well.
But that kid
His
is
time is not
cold.
being managed.
That kid is cold though. Jeez.
No, he's a proper player. That kid is
Bro,
special, man.
Barcelona was 2-0 down and that kid said, say less, bro. Yeah. Off the post. The goalkeeper was just looking at it, bro.
That was a very good goal,
That's a
man.
very good goal, bro.
Very good
Yeah, I
goal.
mean, listen, bro. He generational. I would, if he was was a player from United, I would fight for he and will never stop talking about he, just like Mason Greenwood, bro. I being real.
Mark?
Because what them brothers is do with our football,
Yeah. Speak
not
on Greenwood, bro.
everybody could do it, bro.
He's got 20 goals. You know that. I was telling people yesterday, they don't want to hear
Bro,
it. Speak on it, bro.
Mhm.
bro, I don't want to talk about it right now because I'm upset. Because I hear Liverpool want to pay 80 million for Greenwood.
You
And
joking.
I feel, bro, listen, bro, bro,
Oh, we will
I hope
regret
that
our
he
lives.
remembers some of the fans that really love him and support him, bro. Because I don't want him to
Bro,
accept that deal, bro.
if he goes to
Because if
Liverpool,
he
we
go
are
to
finished.
Liverpool and score 30 goals a season, bro,
Oh, I'm gonna
I
cry,
will
bro.
never stop talking about it, bro. Because let me tell you something, right? It have no day I breathe in oxygen. You could tell me that I sell Mason Greenwood to put Ahmad in the right wing, right 10 role. You mad? You mad, King? I'm telling you now. It have no way on God's green earth. Yeah? You telling me that is a viable situation as a football club who want to win games, you sell Mason Greenwood.
You see,
Bro, we was lacking a goal scorer, bro, for a whole season.
if that
And
Liverpool
sell
thing,
Mason Greenwood for 27 million pounds, bro.
if that Liverpool thing is true, we need to do what the Ronaldo thing. We need to pull up. We need to pull up, bro. There's no way
Bro,
we
that
let this
cannot
guy.
happen, bro.
We let this guy to
And
the
you know
Ox.
something, let me tell you something, right, bro? I want you to hear him out carefully, right? If they allow that to happen, yeah, bro, I in your out. I'm a rim out. I go in everybody out, bro. I bought this football club, bro. Somebody had to buy this football club and fire everybody. Fire
Close the
everybody,
club,
bro.
bro. If they let that happen, bro.
Because if he come back to England and play for Liverpool, King,
Because he's gonna
I
replace
don't want to
Salah.
hear nobody,
Essentially,
bro.
if he goes to
And you
Liverpool,
see
Yeah.
the reckless delegation, I don't want to hear none of all there, bro. And I'm saying this because I know someone will go and watch this stream. I don't want to hear none of all they talk to me. Yeah, watch me. Don't even speak my name, bro. Telling you. Because them fellas so is the reason we losing big talents, bro.
Yeah.
I hear you,
Yeah.
bro. I've been following
But
Mason
we'll see.
and his team. What is it called, Marseille? So that's why I know.
Mm-hmm.
Marseille.
That's how I know what's going on with that kid. And look, as much as we differ on a lot of things, me and Mark. The Greenwood one is where we agree, Chief. Me, I said the guy and his family have moved on. I also want to move on with him on my team, but hey, it is what it is.
Brother,
That's a fact.
I don't know about man them, but my feelings is stop at a point where I say to myself, listen, this is a football team. Yeah. They need to win games and trophies. Yeah. I want to celebrate wins and trophies. This brother is generational. Yeah, say no more. Bro, listen, I be so real, bro. I not there. I didn't see. I was not there.
That's
Yeah,
true.
and as long as
That's
forgiveness
true.
came in from the other party,
Yeah,
what
bro.
can I say? I as human, bro. I might not have make a mistake like that, but
But you can't be angry.
nobody is that
You can't be angry about other people's
forever.
situation when they are not angry. It's for
Exactly.
me. For me, it's just crazy, bro. Like,
It's not your business. Mind your business.
but anyway, Mark,
Man United winning is more important than anybody, bro. Any one person feeling is not more important than Man United winning because the club is not about you, it's about everybody. Yeah?
and we all like to win.
Majority rules.
And we all love to win. That's for damn sure. But it is what it is. Shout out to Greenwood, bro. I see you fighting for that golden boot in front. So no matter what people say, go for it, brother. Please go get that golden boot. Put yourself in
Get
there.
Went
it.
went for it.
What is that?
Get it so we can talk about it, Greeny.
Yeah,
Mason,
bro.
once I win that, I talking about it, bro. You know I gonna have a whole stream about that golden boot he win this season because, brother,
I'll be there.
I want men to understand, right? Men is talk to me about Ahmad playing in the championship and say, well, he was brilliant. Okay. I know a brother who didn't kick a ball for 18 months. Yeah. Didn't kick a ball for 18 months and then went to Spain and get nominated for team of the season. So let me ask you a question. Which impact more was bigger? A man getting nominated for team of the season in La Liga or a man scoring 18 goals in the championship? Tell me.
Obviously, La Liga is bigger than the championship. So
Ah, come on, man. The championship is crap, man. The fact you know
Brother,
that the three club that came to the premiership and the three club going back just tells you how crap that place is.
exactly so. And this is why I be telling man every day of the week. But man, them is want to tell me different things. And all I want to say is that this, at the end of the day, the football gods and the true footballers will always prevail. You can't stop a generational talent, whether you're at a club or you're not at a club. Because, brother, it didn't have much generational talents out there. It's why these guys are generational, because they just levels above the age group, bro.
that's very true, Mark. But hey, shout out to the young man. Let's talk about the weekend, guys. Quick predictions before we close off the show. You guys said we're playing Brentford. How are we doing in that game? Are we going back to default settings, Mark? I'll let you start.
Nah, I think we going our way to Brentford. I believe we are way to Brentford. Brentford hasn't been good at all this season. I think ever since losing, Ivan Tony, which was to me like the bad boy on the team that used to kind of draw the attention, the kind of lackluster. Wissa's been doing well. Of course, Embremo is lethal, but this Man United team in the last couple games have been doing things that we haven't been doing for like 15, 20 games in the Prem. Creating consistent chances by design. The last time we were snatching at chances and trying to and just throwing balls and hit and hope in some situations. But right now, we know what we're doing. We know where we want to put the ball. We know when we want to go forward. We know how we want to go forward. I would say that this could be a narrow victory for United purely because of course, as a Prem, they will be on us every minute. And of course, we will be rotating players because we will be saving key players for the midweek. But I still expect United to come out with maybe a 2-1 victory, maybe a 2-3-1, maybe a 2-1. I'll say 2-1.
What I would say is this, Mark. I don't think if I was a United fan, I would not bloody clear what happens with Brentford. If they beat United, they beat United. It doesn't concern me because you winning the game does not bring you back to eighth or seventh position. Right now, the main goal should be the Europa League. Though I know for certainty that some of this your fan base, you guys will get beaten by Brentford. You hear that stupid Amorim out and the system talks again. Because in my own opinion, the honest truth is this: Brentford are better than United at this point in time. They beat Nottingham Forest 2-0 yesterday. They beat Nottingham Forest 2-0 yesterday. Just like when people say, come on, Wolverhampton. What are you saying? Wolverhampton have won 5 games in a row. Only 2 teams have done that. This is 5 games in a row. Coming to that United game, and you say it's come on, Wolverhampton, because of your stupid agenda. For me, whatever happens to that game should not matter to anybody. I would
I
say it
mean,
here.
I didn't really care about where we finished in the
Brentford will
league.
win the
Vegeta
game.
could tell you that.
Brentford will win the
Vegeta,
game. They will win the game.
Vegeta, and I
I
had
would
say
say
that
2-1
long
win.
time.
You have.
I
I
say
would say
long time from since before when it was 10 hag. I say if we, I don't care once we finish above 10th or around 10th this season. I don't care. You know what I cared about? Winning the FA Cup again, winning the Europa League. Cause why? I needed money to buy players. I needed
Oh,
money. I needed Champions League. I was never intent on being in top four this season. I didn't care.
I'm so glad
And
you
when
said that,
Amarim
bro.
came in,
It's about the
I
money,
did
bro.
care even less.
It's about the money, bro. We need
I
the
mean, I
money.
would say here
Bro,
is that,
man, them are
bro,
not
for me,
real, bro. They're not thinking. A lot of these fans, they're selfish. They're only thinking about self. They're not thinking about club. The club need money. Yeah, Amarim need money. Yeah, we need players. We need to rebuild. We need new squad. We need, and that means 500 million. We don't have 500 million to spend right now, but we need at least 300 million to make an impact. Yeah, the only way to get that is to win cups. Why men fretting with a league? We're not going to win. Eh?
I hear you, my bro.
Bro, at best, we could have fight for top four. Cool. But let we win some cups, get the money for
I'd
winning
rather
the cups,
win.
and on top of that, get money for qualifying for Europe.
Yeah, because it's like you said, we don't get paid for losing. We get paid to win. The trophies give us money at the end of the day. So Sunday, I think we will win, even though it doesn't matter. I think we'll win. I think the sheer momentum and euphoria of today will help. Is even if we rotate, I think the young people who will play will also want to prove something. Because there's one thing I've noticed: these United youngsters are fearless. They don't care.
Bro,
They don't give a damn. They will go
I
out there and
already
give
speak on
Brentford a game.
Fredrickson.
Well, I hope he plays. But I think it'll be 2-1 to United on the weekend, and then we go and we finish 2-0 on Thursday against Bilbao on the way to the
Yeah, I
final.
going for a 4-1 on Thursday, boy. I'm saying it now.
Nice. I like that prediction.
We score and go. Bro, in Europe, when it's come to Europe, United averaging 2 goals a game.
Exactly. That's why I
Yeah,
said
average.
two
And to
minimum.
average 2 goals a game, and remember, we played 2 games where we only score 1 goal and it had a game with a 0-0 draw. So to average 2 goals a game, which means we're scoring above 2 goals in the last
That's
in the
good.
last 7, 8 games we play in Europe,
That's
which
good.
means United will score goals in Europe.
I like that. I
So
like that.
once it's Europe, King, I am not stressed. In fact, I relish in Europe games because I know United go and come up big. For some strange reason, these boys, they're ready for European nights. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is about the Prem this season. I don't know what it is with the brothers about the Premier League, bro, are being so real. But in the cups, we was always doing well. Even in the FA Cup.
Mm.
Yeah, that game. We were supposed to have lost that game with the amount of injuries we had that week and the squad that he started. Yeah. And then we still end up barely losing to Fulham. That you know what I mean? We beat Arsenal at home in the FA Cup. Come on, fellas, you gotta look at it like this. You could win some and you could lose some. This is our rebuild. We can't win everything. We're not going to compete for everything in our rebuild. You gotta take it where it comes. It might sound terrible, but in reality, it's the best thing for the club because the club trying to improve. And when you're trying to improve, sometimes it doesn't look good. You ever build a house and look at the foundation before you put plaster on the walls?
Doesn't look
It
good.
look like iron sticking out the ground and thing, bro. Yeah, it's look rough. And then when you put plaster on the walls, you put tiles on the floor, you put your whatever thing, you hang up pictures, a house will start to come together. When you put a roof on it and all these things, you know. So for me now, we still building the foundation of this new team, this new rebuild. So it looking ugly, it looking rough.
Mm.
Yeah, we
I
ain't
hear
start
you,
to
bro.
put walls and windows in yet. Man, are the cool self.
Facts, bro. And I agree with everything that you guys have said. Guys, please don't forget on Sunday, I want to say we're playing. We're going to be streaming on Mark MUFC. We're going to be on Timber's channel and on my channel and a few other channels. So please go onto those channels, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss out when any of these channels go live. It's not just about watch-alongs. A few shows need to come back, but of course, life is lifing at the moment. But don't worry, people. The content will still be here. Shout out to Temba. Shout out to Mark. I've also got another big game from a personal perspective. Kaizer Chiefs. You can lose this weekend. It's okay. Next weekend is the one that matters. We don't care about this weekend. We need to lift the cup. Just like Man United, I need money. I need success. That's it. That's all that matters.
Yeah, big up to everybody, man.
Shout out to everybody.
We need the money.
But no, it's been Vegeta Summer. Of course, the show is brought to you in partnership with Purple Ostrich Media. Shout out to you guys sponsoring the channel. We appreciate you guys. Link in the description video to their Instagram page. So, guys, please go and follow them. Say Vegeta sent you here to show them appreciation. And we're out, people.
Oh, big up.
Big up.